This week, I'm showing you how to take thrifted items and the new holiday IOD art supplies to make beautiful gifts to give and decorate with. Stay tuned, we've got a lot of creative projects coming up.
Take a train ride just to see you. Ride for hours just to please you. You don't know how much I need you. You're my home away from.
Like, you know when you have a dimmer switch and you slowly dim the lights and pretty soon it's just pitch black and you didn't even notice it was getting darker? That's how I want to do Christmas this year. So by the time it gets here, hey, I got everything done and I didn't even notice. The holiday IOD, it comes out in the fall and then they don't make anymore after they sell out. I am always way behind. So this year I'm going to show you all the new IOD. I'm going to walk you through the projects. I'm not only going to do that, but I'm going to show you how to decorate it in your home. I'm not putting up trees or lights or wreaths or anything like that yet. This is the re-entry to Christmas. You will thank me later. That's the plan. Let's get started. It is Friday, 11 o'clock. If you have not seen the thrift store challenge, it just went up with 4 other YouTubers. Ellie can link it somewhere down there or around here maybe. But I've got to get right back to work because the new IOD holiday collection launches on Tuesday. I have this idea. I need little mirrors. I need them for the ornament mold. And then I also need a globe, like a spinning, vintage earth globe. So I got to go to the thrift store, then I've got to go to Michael's, and then I got to get to work because I want to finish all the projects today so that Ellie can edit tomorrow. Then I can edit on Monday and the video can go up on Tuesday. No problem. Okay, I am going in. I went to Michael's looking for tiny craft mirrors. They no longer carry them, but there was a lot of holiday inspiration. They don't have any. I'm gonna go to the dollar store. First, I'm going into this thrift store. I need like an earth spinning globe. And then I'm gonna hit up the dollar store. There's 2 right next door to each other. I really need these mirrors. I have a vision. There were no globes in the thrift store, so I headed over to the dollar store. Nothing. I've had so many globes, and I think we've decorated all of the ones I have at the stores. So far, I'm just wasting time. Okay, we got Five Below and Dollar Tree. We'll see if we can find some tiny mirrors. The Dollar Tree already had some Christmas out, but there were no tiny mirrors. I am going in here now to look for a globe. Maybe some tiny mirrors. I'm not having much success. There were several options in the consignment store. I settled on this one for $8. I needed a vintage Christmas green color, like old jadeite. So I took old 57 and a teeny tiny bit of fancy farm girl. That was just enough to make the aqua turn sort of green, but not quite. Then I covered up my globe with the vintage green color, but I did not paint over the continents. I was hoping for a vintage pink and vintage green kitschy Christmas vibe, so I covered all the continents with petticoat pink. After the paint dried, I sealed it with liquid patina. This part is super important because I was gonna apply the kitschy Christmas transfer. And if you're gonna put a transfer down, you need to put a sealer down first so it just glides on. My vision was to have Santa and his reindeer flying across the ocean to deliver the gifts to the whole world. When I saw the new Santa sleigh mold, I knew it would be perfect. I got a comment on the last video. One of you said that you were having trouble with the seahorse mold. Every time you tried to pull it out, the end of the tail would break off. When you are doing delicate little pieces of the mold, like the legs on the reindeer or the seahorse tail, you want to get a tiny little artist brush, get that cornstarch down, push the clay in really hard, and then pull it out very slow. I have been hoping for an angel mold for years. Last year, I tried to turn the mermaid mold into an angel ornament. It shattered in a million pieces. I have a video. I will link that down below. I had a really fun idea for these, so let's get into it. You will probably be able to make these ornaments a lot faster if you use the resin. Resin always works for the super delicate molds. I just prefer to use the clay because I don't like using the toxic resin. I removed the angels from the mold and I wanted them to dry around the curved surface. If you decide to use resin instead, you can do the same thing. As soon as you pull the resin out of the mold, it's a little bit warm and you can bend it. You just want to use some painter's tape to make sure it stays bent because it will harden as it dries. Those angels are going to need to dry for at least 24 hours, so I went back to working on the globe. I am using the kitschy Christmas transfer. It goes perfect with the Santa sleigh mold, and my plan was to cover the different countries with flowers and elves and presents. It's just a whole peaceful world of love and joy, and someday.
When you take a look at me, you only see what you wanna see.
I had glued my Santa sleigh mold to the globe and let it dry overnight. This way it will drive around the curvature of the earth and it will keep the delicate legs of the reindeer from breaking. Before I do this, I want you to get a look at how the molds look. They look kind of amateur right now. It's the dry brushing that totally changes the look and brings out all the detail. Right, so I barely have any paint on my brush. And I'm just going over the whole thing with white. Kind of cleans up everything. But you don't want very much paint on your brush. Without the dry brushing, I don't think I would attempt to do anything more than just one color. If you didn't see my gingerbread ornament video from last year, go back and watch that because I took more time with the dry brushing and the details. Okay, it's the next day. It is 5:30. I've been waiting all day for this package from Amazon to arrive. This is what I needed. Little mirrors. I'm going to put the Amazon link if this project works out. I think it's going to be really fun. This is the new mold. It's called Bibelots. Bibelots. I don't know what that means. Maybe like bulbs in French or something. I wanted to press them into the clay. And you can see that that one is right up to the edge. I don't know, maybe this one. Yeah, I think this is the one. We're gonna do it. Let's just see what happens. Are you getting it though? Are you starting to see what's up here? I am using the clay for this project. You could also use the resin. Because I am using the clay, I have an idea for the back of them to make them stronger. Stay tuned and I'll show you what I do. I found the tiny 2-inch mirrors on Amazon and I will put the link for you below. However, I have so many left over. I am going to include 3 of the little mirrors with your order until we run out. I push the mirrors into the clay and then I use the Dainty Flourishes mold as a border around the edge of the mirror. I really like the clay because you can take your time, you can manipulate it, you can use little pieces of the mold, and then when you're ready and you're happy with your design, then you glue it down.
Now my nails can grow and I bought new shoes. I'm pretty without you. Pretty without you.
And you can tell from the lighting on my camera that the sun was setting, but I was already thinking about the next project and how I needed to go back to the craft store. I just got out of church. I don't normally work on Sunday, but this video has to go up on Tuesday. I'm back at the craft store because I got a brainstorm this morning. I'm gonna do another experimental craft. We'll see how this works. My favorite mold out of this entire holiday launch is coming up. It's the cloche mold. I had seen other creators using it with clear resin. I really didn't want to use the clear resin. That's how much I don't like using resin. I wanted to see if there was an alternative to clear resin. I went into Michael's looking for clear glue and some clear glue sticks because I had seen some videos on YouTube and I was thinking I could use that instead of the resin. This clear glue is non-toxic, but it takes a very long time to dry, so you're gonna have to wait and see if my alternative idea worked out. The clay had dried overnight on the mirrored ornaments, so now it was time to paint them. I knew I wanted them to be gold, so I created a lavender color by mixing Kissing Booth, white swan, and a tiny bit of dark blue. I'm using Extra Electra. You could also use blue iris. I just want a purple color under the gold because whenever you use purple or red, it makes the gold more brilliant. I also painted another set with my vintage green color because I wanted to create a kitschy vibe that would go with my globe. After my lavender paint had dried, I applied a layer of Golden Ticket. Golden Ticket has a built-in top coat and it becomes very brilliant as it dries. When the Golden Ticket had dried, I put a layer of clear wax and decrepit dust over the top to bring out all the beautiful detail in these molds. I really like to get a lot of decrepit dust down into all the crevices and the detailed areas and then wipe off the excess. You can use more clear wax like an eraser, but what I usually do is I dry brush again over the top because with all of that dust, it's gonna look pretty grungy looking. There are always tiny ornament-sized transfers in the holiday release. I knew I wanted to use them on top of the mirror, so I'm using the Yuletide, the Kitschy Christmas, and the Gilded transfer for these ornaments. Because these ornaments are made out of clay and I'm not gluing them to any strong base, I decided to give them a good coat of white glue on both sides so it would sink into the clay and make it stronger. Then I traced them onto a piece of white felt and attached that to the back, putting ribbon in between for the hanger. This is the Gilded Holiday Tinsel transfer, and I knew my globe would not be complete without some beautiful gold words floating in the ocean in between all of the countries.
I like the way you hung the light, just like being close to you. When you're gone, I feel so blue. Yeah, I like the way you hung the moon.
To finish up these angel ornaments, I let the clay completely dry. Then I coated both sides with white glue to make them stronger. And then I traced them onto felt, just like I did the other ornaments. But this time, I put a popsicle stick in between the felt and the clay to give the angel backs more support.
Yeah, I like the way you know.
I am just about ready to show you how all of these beautiful projects look staged in my house, but first I had to go work out and then hit up my favorite secret furniture place. It is Monday morning. I am back at the place. There hasn't been anything for days, but you guys, there's a lot of good stuff. There's one thing that I don't think I can fit in my car and I really want it. Let me show you. Look at this. Oh my gosh. I love it so much. Oh, bunch of modern furniture, interesting lady, some couches that are totally ripped. Oh, that's stinking cute. That is coming home with me for sure. Look at that chair. I really want the couch. Crap. Okay, it won't fit. Dang it. I'm gonna send my dad over here, see if he can do it. See all those marks? That is why I don't like doing that. I did get this, and hopefully my dad will come back for this. Be sure to subscribe because I ran out of time and I'm gonna have to show you what happened with my glue experiment and the cloche molds in next week's video.
I like the way you hung the light, just like being close to you.
To find DIY paint in your area or to sell it in your store or to find all the new IOD products, click the link below.
Yeah, I like the way you hung the moon.
There are 13 new items in the IOD holiday release. I only had time to show you 6 of them. If you click the link down below and go to our website, we have a whole category that is just for the new IOD Holiday Release. If you are part of my membership group, I am going live later this afternoon to work on some more projects with the things I didn't have time to get to. It's only $5 a month, so if you're interested, hit the join button.
Like a train ride just to see you. Ride for hours.